Hey friends, I want to welcome you to St. Columbanus Church. My name is Father Matt O'Donnell and I serve as the pastor here at St. Columbanus. Over these last weeks, we've been focused together as a parish community on a sermon series entitled Radical Hospitality. At the very core of what we've been trying to discover is what it means for us to encounter, to accompany, and to witness. That part of our life as missionary disciples of Jesus is to recognize that God is constantly calling us to be a people of radical hospitality. I think the very first sermon I preached, I said that radical hospitality is not reserved to a hospitality committee in the parish. Or it's not that only a few people are called to be radically hospitable. In fact, the entire life and ministry and mission of Jesus was to be radically hospitable to the people that he encountered. In the ways that Jesus accompanied people, in the ways that Jesus bore witness to the presence of the kingdom of heaven here on earth, all of that was about inviting everyone that he encountered. That this message of radical hospitality, it isn't meant for just a select few, but it is the great message of hope that Jesus comes to deliver. The good news that the kingdom of heaven is meant for everyone. That Jesus comes to bring salvation to everyone. That you and I today, as we seek to live as imitators of Jesus in our world, as we seek to be followers of Jesus in our world today, we are the ones who are called to continue to be radically hospitable to the people that God places around us. That's why it's the mission of our parish here at St. Columbanus. It's the mission of the church throughout the world to be a place of radical hospitality. That we're called to be a church, a parish, a family, and individuals who are willing to accept and embrace whoever it is that God brings into our presence. That the doors of our church are meant to be open for everyone. Whether you've been coming here for the last 60 years or maybe this week will be your first time coming here to St. Columbanus, we're called to be a place of radical hospitality. Dr. Nemo a couple of weeks ago shared that at the very core of what it means to be hospitable is all about friendship. That we're called to be the ones who invite others to experience this friendship with God through the friendships that we share with each other. The relationships that you and I form with one another are meant to be reflections of this great relationship that God is inviting each and every one of us into. Radical hospitality, it was at the foundation of Jesus' mission and ministry. That's why it's so important that it's at the foundation of what we do and who we are this very day. We're living in a moment where there is all sorts of uncertainty. We're living in a time when people are afraid and overwhelmed and filled with a ton of questions that don't have a lot of answers. Our parish and each of us have the power, the potential, the possibility to be people who welcome, who invite others into a friendship with God. The thing is, we always have to remind ourselves that God is the one who's always first, radically hospitable with each of us. That even in spite of ourselves, and in spite of our past, and in spite of our sinfulness and our brokenness, and everything about us that's so limited, God is continually gracious, calling us and inviting us and welcoming us into this deeper relationship with our God who is love, with our God who is friendship. That's why I'm saying that we're called to be imitators of that. That as Christians, we're always called to be sharing who we receive. That's what we do in our celebration of the Eucharist. We go out into the world to share the one that you and I have encountered and have received in the celebration of Mass. It's what makes me think of the letter to St. James. And in the second chapter, starting in verse 14, there's this question, this question that I think is important for us to be asking ourselves today. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but do not have works? Can faith save you? If a brother or sister is naked and lacks daily food, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, keep warm, and eat your fill," and yet you do not supply their bodily needs, what is the good of that? So faith by itself, if it has no works, is dead. But someone will say, "You have faith and I have works." Show me your faith apart from your works, and I by my works will show you my faith. Faith without works is dead. I think that's an important insight for us as we continue to discern our call to be a people of radical hospitality. As we think about what it means for us to be a place and to be a people of welcome and friendship, it's not just about the things that we say. It's not just about the faith that we profess, but it's about our works. It's about putting our faith into action. And I think that's what we're supposed to be about as a community of faith, as a parish, as a church. We're called to be the ones who place our faith in action. That's the question I have for you as you go through today, as you move through this week, as you think about the ways that God is going to use you to help others have an encounter with Him. What's your good work for today? Just imagine how different your life would be, and my life, and our life as a parish, and the life of this world around us would be if every single one of us was intentional with at least one good work every day. To be intentional, to be deliberate, to be focused on doing something good, so that people can see through our actions our faith that's alive. Today here at St. Columbanus, the doors of our food pantry will be open. That our parish continues to serve hundreds of families every single week. We don't ask questions about where they come from or what their faith is or what's going on that makes them need to be here. Instead, it's because of our faith and our belief in who God is that we keep our doors open. That we want to know their story, but we want them to see through our works as a parish in our food pantry that this is a community of intense love, a place of radical hospitality. That no matter what's happening in your life, this is the place to come so that you can have an experience with the divine. Friends, all of us share in the responsibility of bringing about good works in our world. So as you go through this week, I really want you to be intentional and to be deliberate and to be thinking about what's your good work going to be for today. God bless you.